The new NBA 2K26 dribbling system, speed bursts, behind the backs, adrenaline, quick stops. I'll cover it all for all of you dribblers out there. We've also got the new rhythm shooting and no dip catch and shoots in 2K26. While also going over the L2 cheats, jump shots, and how hard it actually is to shoot. So shooters, keep watching. We can't forget about the new dunk meter mechanics, the old new slow down euros, layups, floaters. For all my slashers watching, I got y'all. We're gonna be going over passing and even the new green rebounding mechanic. Even the post scores will be getting covered in today's video with this standing dunk meter and the new post go-to shots. And let me tell you, these post scores might be more OP than ever. I'll cover all of defense from the paint all the way out to the perimeter. We'll even be talking about takeovers. Literally anything you can possibly think for gameplay for 2K26, we will cover. So hit that subscribe button and let's get started right now. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Henry, aka 𝙄𝙩'𝙨, back at it with yet another banger. And I played NBA 2K26 early, and I'll be breaking down everything in different categories, starting with dribbling, then shooting, finishing, rebounding, post scores, defense, and lastly, takeovers. And I'll be doing all that while giving my honest opinion on the game I played at Community Day for 2K26. If you have any questions, I will answer them live on Twitch right now. Now, if you want to see the raw, uncut footage, it's being streamed 24/7 on my second Twitch channel, DoubleH VODs, where I'm also hosting a 2K26 giveaway. Now, warning, all the footage you see in today's video is on Hall of Fame, and I will be showing proof of that throughout the video. Another warning, all of this gameplay is from playing 2K26 early. This is the game I played at Community Day, and things could change by the time the game releases. Let's start with the dribbling. Now, I'm going to let some clips play in the background while I talk about my honest opinion about the dribbling, and then we'll get into specifics. The dribbling is a lot faster. I mean, you guys can tell by just looking at the gameplay. Okay, the momentum's back. There's a bunch of old moves back. There's new moves. You can run out of moves faster. You can cancel out of moves. Overall, the dribbling feels smoother. It looks faster. And I feel like players are still going to be able to replicate their favorite NBA players, while also the players that like the old arcadey 2K fast speed gameplay type of movement are going to be able to do their thing as well. Okay, I mean, y'all can see the clips. Like, you could spam moves, cancel out of moves, run out of moves faster. The dribbling is 100% better than 25. I mean, if you think 25's dribbling is better than this by just looking at it, then I don't know. You might be blind because it's clearly better. But anyways, let's get into some specifics. Bursting out of moves, okay? Even just doing a simple escape of the court right here with Curry, you can see I'm running out of that much faster. De'Aaron Fox has a nice escape and cross launch. Look at his escape and cross launch is nice and fast. Trae Young running out of an escape. There's his animation. He also has like a 2K24 Jamal Murray behind the back on. I'm not sure what behind the back it is. Whatever Trae Young's behind the back is right here is literally the Jamal Murray behind the back from 2K24. But Jamal Murray does his behind the back isn't good. Even Giannis, his cross launch is good. And when he just runs out of a standstill position, he runs out of it instead of having this like slow turtle animation that we had in 2K25. You see Ja Morant running right, then goes to escape, explodes out left, gets the easy dunk meter. I was even messing around with LeBron James. He has this nice like walk back, step back, and just messing around with LeBron. I mean, look at this, bro. You could snatch while running forward and then you stop at a dime immediately. Look at KD. He did the same thing where he kind of snatches when he's running forward and then he can burst out of that to left or right. Once again, here's Ja Morant in the Learn 2K. You saw his escape running left and right in the play. Now, I was just testing the dribbling. So am I actually going to spam the left right with the stamina and adrenaline? No, and we're going to get into that later. I'm just trying to show y'all the actual gameplay. There's Trae Young's behind the back moving forward. There's that 2K24 Jamal Murray behind the back right there. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention Kyrie has a similar behind the back that arguably creates more space. This one is insane too. Very similar to that Jamal Murray behind the back in 2K24. Escapes and behind the backs you can spam in 2K26. And what I mean is like literally spam them. In the past in 2K25, if you didn't escape, you had to wait for the whole escape to play out to do another one. And then you would have to like either left stick cancel it, or you would have to do a hezzy and then do the escape again. In 2K26, you could just spam your right stick right and left without left stick canceling, without L2 canceling, without doing anything. Okay, you could just spam it right and left until your fingers fall off if you want to. Now, would I suggest doing this? No, because you're going to lose stamina super fast and you're going to lose adrenaline, okay? But you can do it like once or twice, get open, you can go right, you can go left, hunt for your threes, okay? You could do it with the Kemba escape. You could do it with any escape in the entire game. Same with behind the backs. Look at the Curry slide. You can Curry slide back and forth as much as you want. Back to back to back to back to back to back. Now, are you going to lose stamina and adrenaline fast? Yes. And we're going to get into that because right now this is 𝙤𝙦 clips with no energy or fatigue on, okay? So yeah, you can see the Damian Lillard escape. We showed a bunch of random escapes in these clips that you could do. It doesn't matter what escape it is in the game. KD's, Jimmy Butler's, doesn't matter. Once again, you could just spam it back and forth. So this is escapes and behind the backs. At first, I was trying to left stick it, but I realized, I don't even have to left stick cancel this. Like, I could literally just spam it back and forth. So you just hold the right trigger and right stick right to left for the escapes. And then if you want to do the behind the backs, is obviously diagonal down right, diagonal down left with the right trigger, just back to back to back. Adrenaline and stamina. So now you're going to see what these escapes and behind the backs look like when fatigue is on and you have stamina and adrenaline. Look at, I'm just spamming the Curry escape. And yeah, you run out of energy and all of your adrenaline super fast. Look at KD. Even with deep bomb or takeover, usually in takeover, you don't really lose stamina fast. No, as soon as you can see, if we slow it down, as soon as I started spamming those and canceling those escapes back and forth, I lost an adrenaline and I had probably like what, 20% of my stamina left when I shot the ball. Now look, we got Stephen Curry escape into the Curry slide, and look, I got no energy by the time I shoot that ball. You're gonna have to be smart with how you use your moves in 2K26 because look at this, it's slowed down. I have about 70% of my stamina left here. I get up the court, I do an escape, I lose a little bit of a stamina, then I do a Curry slide right after that, and now I have like 30% of my stamina bar left. I do another Curry slide, and now I'm blinking red with 2 adrenaline. So that's an escape in 2 Curry slides, and I am gasping for breath. Now here's Damian Lillard spamming the escape. He loses all of his adrenaline. You can't just spam this move and not be punished. So I'm sure a lot of y'all that were watching the 𝙤𝙦 clips, you're like, oh, this is gonna be OP, this is gonna be cheesy. But like in reality, no, you're gonna be dead tired if you just spam that. Here's Trae Young spamming it. Right there, I actually didn't lose an adrenaline somehow, but I'm blinking red, so it doesn't even matter. The momentum is back in NBA 2K26. You can see in 𝙤𝙤 Shea spamming the momentum back and forth. Now, if y'all want to know how to do the momentum in NBA 2K26, this is gonna be how you're gonna want to do it. So without turbo, so without the right trigger, flick up on the right stick, then move your left stick towards the opposite ball hand and hold turbo. So after you flick up on the right stick, you want to move your left stick towards that opposite ball hand super fast. Like you want to do this all-in-one motion basically. If you were able to momentum in the past, you're gonna get this down pretty easily. An all behind the back mechanic returning. So you guys know in 2K25, to get that aggressive behind the back while you're standing still, like out of standing still, you have to like double tap the right stick down diagonal. Now it's like 2K21 where you can kind of just run and flick the right stick diagonal down where you want to go. So all you have to do is just run and flick it down diagonal where you want to go, all in one motion, and you can get these behind the backs out of standstills. That mechanic is back from 2K21. Not only that, there's a lot of good there's a couple good downhill behind the backs, one of them being Scottie Pippen. We're gonna talk about that more later in the video, but there's what his behind the back looks like right there. The nutmeg is of course in 2K26. Now you have to do it a little differently this year. So last year you had to hold the right trigger while running forward, and you had to flick the right stick down diagonal and then flick up like in a super fast motion. Now instead of flicking up after flicking diagonally down left or right, you have to flick diagonally up, opposite of wherever you went left or right. So if you went diagonal down left, you have to flick it diagonally up right. That's just a minor change on how to do the nutmeg, but it is back in 2K26. There is still hezzy canceling in 2K26. Now, obviously, you don't need to cancel out of those escapes or behind the backs with a hezzy anymore, or double right stick down diagonally left, or double right stick down diagonally right with the behind the back. But for step backs like this, if you wanted to spam them back to back, you can still do the hezzy right after the behind the back and then do it again. Now, obviously, Tracy McGrady's hezzy is kind of ass, so it's a little drawn out, but you get the point. Quick stopping for NBA 2K26. Now, I was talking to some people at Community Day, and I was turning to some other guards, and they said they couldn't find a way to quick peek like you could in 2K22 or like a 2K20 quick stop. Y'all all know in 2K25, we would flick to the right or left with the right stick or just let go of everything. And that's what I was doing at 2K26 community. I was just flicking the right stick to the right or left. I mean, some of y'all probably won't even call that a quick stop, but this is just the best way to set your feet that I'm aware of as of now. Maybe I didn't talk to somebody that found something, or maybe we just all didn't have enough time to find the best way to set your feet and shoot. But as of right now, the best way for me was to just flick the right stick to the right or left after letting go of the left stick and shooting. Now, I am going to be talking about more about shooting, a lot of shooting later in this video. Once again, a lot of my clips that I show, I'll just randomly look at the settings to prove that it is on Hall of Fame. All this gameplay is on Hall of Fame. I know some creators be going to the community day, putting that shit on rookie and then uploading it, acting like they're showing some gameplay, but if you're not playing on Superstar or Hall of Fame, then what are you really showing? Anyways, yeah, that's unfortunately the best way to set your feet right now. I wish there was a better or faster way. Steve Francis, one word, removed. It is not in the game. I don't know if, you know, Steve Francis just doesn't have his own move on. The Steve Francis that you just flick up on the right stick and run, it's gone. He did not have it on his player. Not only that, it was not in the builder animations, but usually it's not there because it's locked behind a rep. Yeah, this is not in the game as of right now. Honestly, I don't have a problem with that, considering that that was just a move that a lot of people spammed and it was overused, as long as there are other moves to go to. And just by looking at the dribbling, it seems good enough that we don't need Steve Francis, I'm gonna be honest. Go-to shots. Now, I put this under dribbling because a lot of us didn't use these for jump shots because they don't work on real people with brains. We use Kevin Durant and Jalen Suggs most of the time for dribbling out of them and using them to run out of moves faster or just run faster, like the KD or the Jalen Suggs, like I said, which are both back. It seemed like most players, if not all players, have the same go-to shot they had in 2K25. I know some people wanted some NBA players to have a different go-to or thought they deserved a different go-to. Well, I don't think you're getting that unless, you know, I didn't test everyone's go-to shot, of course, but the ones that I did test, it seemed like they were the same ones from 2K25. Ankle breakers. They were terrible in 2K25. I think they're terrible in 2K26 too. Now, to be fair, I didn't like get a playmaking takeover, which in past 2Ks where ankle breakers were good, that's where you would get the good ankle breakers. But it seems like the ankle breakers were super random. The actual animations look really kind of dumb and like fake. And there was even sometimes where I would just spam a move or do a move and the crowd would react crazy. And it's like I didn't even do something. But even when I did make the defender do something, it kind of just didn't make any sense. But I'll let y'all listen in on the game audio when I didn't break someone's ankles.
Launches into Durant, but Greg trying to get back into championship contention.
Yeah, and since it's too tough, Thompson and Flag fill out the wings.
Blowout dribbling. It is the same control. It seems exactly copy paste from 2K25. You can still blow out dribble up the court. If you run into someone like right there, you're gonna automatically lose the ball literally every single time. The Kobe jab step. It is back in 2K26. It is the same thing, works exactly the same. Yeah, there's really not much to say here. There's this new up the court move I saw in the controls when I was looking through it. Basically, you run when you're running up the court without holding the right trigger, you double flick up on the right stick. So you flick up on the right stick twice, and each player has like a different move equipped for this. Honestly, I don't know if this is gonna be useful, especially online or competitive. I obviously didn't test everyone's up the court move, but here's Trae Young's, Curry's, and Shay's and what they look like. Now I have a solid 5 minutes of just dribbling around in the Learn 2K for y'all. I was literally just messing around. Keep in mind, I'm just testing the game, okay? I'm spamming things. I'm trying new things, trying to see what moves are in the game, what you can get away with, what you can't get away with. Obviously, fatigue is off, but I thought for people that wanted to see as much gameplay as possible, why not throw this in? Okay, now there are some moves that I did learn in the Learn 2K that are going to be good in 2K26. Obviously, we know Curry's escape and his Curry slide can be spammed and are good. His step back is still the same. His moving step back though is like the one from 21. I'm pretty sure that might have been in last year's game though. I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, I was just messing around with him. dribbling around with him. You can get pretty shifty with Curry. He was probably one of the best moving guards in play now. Paolo Banchero, he has the same go-to shot. He's like, what, 6'10"? He was not moving too fast. But Michael Jordan has the Kobe escape on. There's also a lot of good moving crossovers to get to the paint. So you guys remember De'Aaron Fox cross? I'm not sure what crossover MJ has on. It's very similar to the De'Aaron Fox crossover, but it works just like that. There is a lot of good crossovers that I saw a lot of players have on equipped that could get you to the basket pretty effectively. Okay, Scottie Pippen. This guy has a really good step back, and he is the best behind the back in the game, in my opinion, at least for us ISO players. Okay, he has a very good crossover too. Scottie Pippen is just juiced overall. Okay, this behind the back is very good for downhill, but look at, there's like this step back he has too. When you see me running forward, then I stop like that, and then you could chain that into a moving behind the back. I could see you running to the basket, doing this step back, someone jumps by, you have the easy wide open standing dunk. Yeah, Pippen was pretty glitchy. His crossover was good too. I don't know why they juiced Pippen so crazy, but they did. Kyrie, we showed his escape earlier. It's very good. He has that really good behind the back on that we talked about earlier. Like the Jamal Murray, he can also momentum. I mean, literally anybody can momentum. We saw Shea doing it earlier. This hop back, the misdirection hop back from 2K22, it is back in 2K26. LeBron James and Donovan Mitchell have this walk back as their step back. It's pretty nice. I kind of like that for taller ISO builds, just to kind of reset things. But look at LeBron's, like, I'm moving with LeBron. Hold on, like the moving behind the back into the dunk. I like how, like, LeBron's SIGs were a lot different than a lot of other players I used. There was his crossover right there. Once again, when you run forward, there's a lot of step backs that you can do to just completely stop on a dime to go into another move. James Harden, he had a really good snatch back. If you run forward, you can get this good snatch animation. Depending on if you're holding your left stick to a certain way, you can run out of it pretty good, like that right there. Yeah, James Harden, I might have to look into that snatch because his snatch is really good. I kind of like that for my play style. I think that'll work well. You see, you can snatch out of the midi, go back out to the three, you know, flick to the left or right, stop on a dime and shoot it out of that. Kevin Durant, a lot of people were in agreement. And by the way, he has a good crossover on, as you see right there. A lot of people were in agreement that Kevin Durant was crazy good on this game. Like, some people and a lot of people were saying that he's the best player on the game. He is pretty OP. I'm not sure what crossover he has on. Like, it looks just like De'Aaron Fox. His escape is really good. His motion style, like, has him like dribbling low to the floor. I like that too. His fade is exactly the same. It's very hard to contest. If you know how to time it, you're gonna be good with that fade. Ja Morant, we were showing his escape earlier. He runs out of moves really fast. Now, the best dribble style was Ja Morant. Ja Morant was good. Darius Garland was good. A couple other people said they liked Curry and Kyrie, but I thought Ja and Garland were the best. I know a lot of other good dribblers were agreeing with me that Ja and Garland were the best. Now, that is for small guards. There was a Zach LaVine dribble style that was the best for tall guards. You see Shea, Young Dirk was dribbling around with Shea. His cross launch was pretty good, but honestly, I didn't really like how Shea was moving. His escape was it was different, but I didn't like his escape compared to others' escapes. Ja still has the same aggressive breakdown. The Devin Booker aggressive is still in the game too. I didn't show that, but that is in the game. But yeah, Ja's dribble style, by far the best dribble style in the game, in my opinion. Him and Garland, 1 and 2. And Kevin Durant, we talked about that Scottie Pippen step back. It's like the same thing with Durant and LeBron. You could just run forward, do the step back, and then you can run out of that right. Or if you're running right at first, you can run out of it left. Now we're finally done with dribbling. Let's move on to shooting, because there's also a lot to cover in shooting now. Let's just take a look at Curry really quick. One of the players that I'll be showing at his attributes, because we were using him a lot, he has a 99.3. None of the NBA players had legend badges, so keep that in mind when watching the gameplay. But there goes Curry's stats and badges. Now, these stats weren't final, but let's start with rhythm shooting, okay? Rhythm shooting is a little different than 2K26. So rhythm shooting does not have a green bonus over shooting with the button, but with rhythm shooting, there's two timings. There's tempo timing and there is push timing. You are seeing in the bottom, there is sometimes where I am not greening the push timing and I'm greening the tempo timing, but I am still greening it on Hall of Fame difficulty, because all you have to do is green the tempo timing, which is just the speed of you going down and up on the stick, matching the player's shot speed, okay? That is the only thing that you have to time to green and make a shot with rhythm shooting. So I guess technically there is an advantage with rhythm shooting because you have two different things to time, but this is the thing. You're probably thinking, oh, I just have to green the tempo or the push. No, if you green the push timing and not the tempo timing, it doesn't go in. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really an advantage. I think it really just depends on what you're better at timing. If you're better with the button, use the button. But if you're better timing the tempo, then time the tempo. Now, before I talk about a couple other advantages with rhythm shooting, right here, I have a wide open catch and shoot with Damian Lillard. And you see, I greened the push. There's an example. And I didn't green the tempo, and it doesn't go in. So yeah, if you green the tempo, you make it. But if you green the push like I just did again right there and you don't green the tempo, you do not make the shot. Now, you can also make your shots faster with rhythm shooting if you shoot your tempo faster. That is kind of confusing though. The best way for me to explain it is the faster you let go of the right stick after pushing it down, the faster your jump shot will be. And then it starts timing your tempo timing once you release it from holding down on the right stick to going back up. Now, this doesn't mean you can't go crazy with the button. This is a game. This is a random shot from All-Star Team Up. I mean, people are greening reds in the corner with the button. And that brings us to the perfect time to talk about rhythm turbo fades. Now, let's take a look at this first clip where I let go of the right stick to the top to the bottom a little faster than normal, and he kind of chucks it up because he releases it faster, okay? But that was his turbo fade animation. If you guys remember in 2K25, and there's a pull-up version of it, in 2K25, depending on if you had your right trigger held or not, you got a slow fade or a turbo fade while rhythm shooting, okay? Now, in 2K26, there's no slow fades if you want to rhythm a fade. It is just the turbo fade animation as long as you are pointing your left stick to the right or left. Now, sometimes you will get a pull-up jump shot, like kind of like a front fade almost, if you are not pointing your left stick in the right direction. But as long as you are pointing it to the left or right and you want to rhythm fade it, you have to put the right stick up, down still. You're going to get that turbo fade animation. Right there, you see I wasn't pointing my left stick in the right direction, so I got the pull-up jump shot, just like this one right here with Bam. Also, the pull-up jump shots are better with rhythm. You don't get those slow, bad animations. Now you're just guaranteed the turbo fade animation every time, or the decently good pull-up animation. Back fades. Now, shout out to Laker for providing this gameplay to me, and shout out to King Dooms. He was using 𝙭in this gameplay, and he told me after testing back fades in All-Star Team Up that back fades feel smoother than regular jump shots. So that gets me excited because I like back fading, especially on twos. I like doing that. And so does my teammate. So I don't know. I didn't personally test the back fades, but my boy Dooms said it felt really good. And he was going crazy with the back fades. Like, look at this. 𝙭's just going crazy out there in the All-Star Team Up. No dip catch and shoots. If you guys didn't know, there's a new mechanic where if you hold L2 when you catch the ball, you can get your jump shot off faster. Now, yes, in previous 2Ks, if you hold L2, you get a better catch. This is a better catch, and you get your jump shot off faster. So this is Curry, what Curry looks like on a regular button shot. And then this is Curry when he does the no dip. You can clearly see he is not dipping the ball when he catches it, and he is shooting it immediately, making it harder for the defense to read and react. Now here's what Kristaps Porzingis looks on a regular jump shot in the corner. It's slow, doesn't look too good, right? Now here's a no dip. L2, shoot it immediately. Clearly a difference. This is a must if you are a spot up shooter or you control your whole team like in my team or Play Now. I even went to go look at Porzingis' 3, and his bad is he doesn't even have corner specialists or anything. But yeah, he shot that thing immediately. Here's Wemby, a 7'4" player with the no dip, shooting over those. Okay, Jalen Williams, super fast catch and shoot. Now, I will say you can do the no dip with button or rhythm shooting. It doesn't matter. Paul George had a good no dip shot. Now, depending on the jump shot, you can get faster no dips or slower ones. So look at DeJounte Murray. That's a heavy. He just shoots it immediately. There were some players that had bad no dip catch and shoots, like Jonathan Isaacs. was terrible. It was slow. Now, I tried to get one off the dribble, but it doesn't work. You have to have your feet set, okay? Don't believe me? The next possession with the same player, 𝘿𝙤'𝙪𝙗𝙗, I have my feet set and I shoot it immediately. It is clearly visibly a lot faster. You can also contest these no dips, of course. It's not like they're unstoppable. If you're there, you're there. Cam Thomas's no dips catch and shoot was one of the best. I mean, we all know Cam Thomas base is good, but look at how fast he was getting that no dip off. I thought that Stephen Curry's was the fastest though. I thought Patty Mills and Cam Thomas's were pretty good as well. Shooting over people. Yeah, 2K26 height is a huge factor. I'm talking shooting, finishing, everything. Now look at Kevin Durant. I pull up right in Cooper Flag's face, open, greening it with the button. Now I went to go look at Cooper Flag's stats. I mean, dude, this guy is tall and he has an 84 perimeter defense. Now, yeah, KD is 6'11 with a 99 midi in Hall of Fame. Did I? So that probably has something to do with it. We're not going to get that on a my player, obviously. But Kevin Durant being as tall as he was, I could definitely feel an advantage shooting over people. And it wasn't just Kevin Durant. There were some jump shots. It wasn't just height. There were some jump shots where I was like, oh my God, Trae Young's base? I don't know what was going on with Trae Young's base, but I was graining a lot of contestants with Trae Young. 40s. I grade like 3 40s with Trae Young on Hall of Fame difficulty. I don't know what's going on with his base, but he's making contested shots. You know, even Chet Holmgren, look at over Tyrese Maxey's a little small guard. That's open. Dexing, we all know about the 𝙁𝙤'𝙪𝙗𝙃. Now, when you dex with the right trigger, it's still the same animation. Now, fatigue was off in Learn 2K, so I don't have visual proof of this, but for the people that were testing triple threat and all that stuff, when they were tapping R2 to dex like you would around the 2's core or the 3's to L2, you would lose a stamina off one R2 dex. So you want to backdoor with the right trigger dex, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose an adrenaline. You want to run right and then right trigger back to the left, you're losing an adrenaline guaranteed. So if you're going to dex even once, you better get open because you're losing an adrenaline, and starting a possession catching the ball with 2 adrenaline is a huge disadvantage because you're probably going to go down to 1 adrenaline after a couple moves, and it's not very easy to green a shot with no adrenaline or even 1 adrenaline. Limitless range. Now, I got Deep Bomber Takeover once. Yes, Deep Bomber is back. I got it with Kevin Durant. Hall of Fame difficulty, step back, shooting over Daniel Gafford, got an open, greening it with rhythm shooting. And once again, I proved that it is on Hall of Fame difficulty. That was pretty crazy. It went right off the backboard, so that's how you know I got the green window spot on with that tempo timing. Now, I was in Learn 2K with Steph Curry. It was a 99.3. Now, keep in mind, these players, none of them had legend badges, so Curry is Hall of Fame limitless range. And I was just testing out shooting with rhythm from super deep. Now, for whatever reason, at Learn 2K, it was really hard to shoot, but obviously, this gameplay that I'm showing currently is literally from the Learn 2K logo, but I did green it a couple times. So it wasn't impossible to shoot from out there with Hall of Fame limitless range. Unfortunately, we didn't get to test legend limitless range. I would have liked to test that and see how that was working out there, but I did green twice out of, you know, several tries out from there. But now you're probably asking, how hard is shooting? There's a pure green window, guys. It's got to be easy, right? Dude, on Hall of Fame, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was Learn 2K. I mean, you guys saw me shooting pretty well in play now. You have to be locked in. I don't know if you notice in the feedback, it's only going to show late, early, or green. So in my head, I'm like, dude, am I timing it this far off? Because it's like late, early. I'm used to like slightly early, slightly late sometimes. But you got to be locked in. I was on push timing. If you're not paying attention, locked in on Hall of Fame, you're going to struggle to shoot. Dude, this is Curry with a 99.3. I felt that shooting middies, even though Curry's mid-range was, well, actually, no, Curry had a 99 midi and a 99.3. So his rating's the same, but shooting the midi was just like a lot easier. And obviously, I know shooting a mid-range should be easier than shooting a 3, but it felt a lot easier to shoot a midi than a 3. You can ask other creators that were there. I know you guys are probably thinking, dude, you're in the Learn 2K with no one guarding you. Dude, I'm telling you, it was actually tough to shoot in this Learn 2K on Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's going to be like that in other Hall of Fame difficulty modes on the actual game, but I mean, I wasn't shooting too bad in play now, so I'm not really worried about it. But you're not going to come out here just because there's a pure green window and no RNG shooting crazy good. Like, it is not easy to shoot on 2K26, I would say. 2 random little things. I'll show the shot meter really quick. I don't use the meter, so this is the only clip you're going to see of it, which was the first clip I had in Community Day because I took it off immediately after this. So there's what the meter looks like for the people that are interested. And here is the little green splash thing under your player. This was in 2K20. Yes, it is back. That's what it looks like in game. Patty Mills jump shot and other jump shots. Patty Mills was Patty Mills. Now, obviously, Patty Mills, like, dribble animations suck, and his releases are not very good. But when you put your custom releases on after unlocking Patty Mills, which is probably locked, it's going to be a good jump shot. It's Patty. Patty was padding, if that's what you're asking, okay? T-Mac now. T-Mac's jump shot on his actual player is, like, way slower. If you have a custom jump shot creator, it's going to be faster. T-Mac's jump shot was looking like the same. I don't know. It felt a lot slower because it's on T-Mac and his jump shot release is slow. LaMelo Ball base was terrible. I don't know if the releases just suck. I hated this jump shot. This was very hard to time. One person that actually liked their jump shot was the rookie on the Hornets, Knipple. I really like his jump shot. And also his no dip catch and shoot was pretty good too. Michael Porter Jr. also had a good jump shot. I felt like I was shooting a lot better than him with the other players in Learn 2K on Hall of Fame. Jonathan Isaac was a jump shot I used on my 7-foot centers. And this was terrible. I mean, I could not time his shots. It was really bad. He also has a terrible no dip catch and shoot. You can't even tell the difference. That's how slow his no dip catch and shoot. It's so bad. And then here's Cooper Flagg's jump shot for anyone wondering. Carmelo Anthony's jump shot was pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie. He also had a good no dip catch and shoot. Also, Cam Thomas's base is probably the base I'm gonna start 2K26 with. I like that a lot. And like I said earlier, Curry with the no dip was really good. I might use that too. And Trae Young's base was like weirdly good. I was greening a lot of contestants with it. Free throws. Now, free throws are green or miss or on higher difficulties. I was on Hall of Fame, so it was green or miss. This is what the free throw looks like. I had the funnel meter on. If you guys are interested in using the meter, was my favorite meter in 2K24. You saw I purposely missed with Ja, doesn't go in. I barely missed the green window. Giannis doesn't go in. You have to meet that green window to make your free throw. So if you're gonna play Pro-Am this year, you better green those free throws or else they're not going in. No more white free throws. You're gonna have to lock in on that or at that free throw line. Finally, we are moving on to the finishing. We're going to start with Giannis's stats here. He has a 91 dunk, an 85 standing dunk. He has a 98 overall. I mean, those stats aren't final, but that's what I was using when I was playing with him. He has Hall of Fame physical finisher because none of these players have legend badges like I said earlier in the video. And once again, we are on Hall of Fame difficulty just like I have been the whole video. We are going to start with the dunk meter. This is what the dunk meter looks like. I put on the funnel meter. Like I said, I changed it in the customized HUD settings. I have the large meter setting on. Now with the dunk meter this year, you have to hold the right trigger and just hold the right stick down. Same with the standing dunk meter. So it's a little different. First play, it was right over OV Toppin. I had a green window. You could visually see the green window. I'm just not used to it. I could have timed that, could have easily greened that right here, right over him. I mean, who was that? Andrew Nemhard? But once again, a lot of these dunks are going to be greenable, and that's what I like about that. At least give me a chance to green the dunk. A lot of these are small meters, but there is some kind of green window. We are in Hall of Fame difficulty, and unlike 2K and 2K25, by the way, right there, I tried to go for a dunk meter, and it put me into a layup, which I really like about the dunk meter. If you don't get a dunk, you can just time the layup, which is awesome, instead of previous years where no matter what, your player just goes over the dunk, and you get a very early. That's a wide open dunk right there. You guys know in 2K24, if you just, in Pro-Am, a lot of guards, what they would do is just have the guard go to the paint and then you would get a no meter. It's not like that in 26. You're going to have a green window. You can't bait it into just being a no meter. Right there, we had a super small meter right over somebody, but there was a green window. And right there, I pushed him over for a standing dunk meter. Ja Morant right on Jaylen Brown's head top. It was a small meter, but hey, that is super satisfying. I'm excited to use a high driving dunk in 2K26. Yes, Hall of Fame difficulty. And right here, we get a wide open driving dunk. And that's what I like about the dunk meter this year is in past years, you would just get it very early, no matter what. Now you actually get the late or early. Someone in Triple Threat, shout out to everybody that shared their gameplay with me, got this contact dunk right here. And overall, the dunk meter definitely improved. Slow down Euros. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty excited for this, but this is kind of trash. At least in 5s against the AI, it just seemed like there wasn't really a reason to do a slowdown in the middle of your Euro. Basically, you hold LT and then your player like slows down in the middle of it. It was also kind of weird to time because the meter slows down with it too. So that was kind of weird because I'm not used to that. There's never been something like that, but there just never seemed like there was a time to do it. I guess maybe when someone's in front of you on a court with less people, but for 5s, it didn't seem that good. But look at, shout out to my boy Kang Dooms for this gameplay. He greens a 100% slowdown Euro in my team's triple threat somehow. Self alleys, don't be like me on your first self alley-oop thinking it is the same controls and do a flashy pass, because now A and X on Xbox is a flashy pass and XY is the self alley-oop. We were playing on PlayStation at Community Day, and I was so confused with the icons because they're not color coordinated like Xbox, and I'm not used to where these icons are at. But yeah, every time you throw an alley-oop or a self alley, a random button between A, X, and Y and B, or whatever the PlayStation ones are, pops up and you have to time it. Honestly, a lot of people were freaking out about this. It is not hard, people. It is pretty damn easy, but you still have to time it as well. Layup meters. Now, you can take your meter off and get a green bonus. I honestly liked the meter on, especially with my meter settings. But yeah, you could still get pretty decently sized green windows on some tough layups. I mean, a 42% spin layup right there. A lot of times when I was getting the rebound, I was just going back up. I like the green window sizes. I like being able to visually see it. On right there, I basically full barred it, but it was 100% smothered. So at the end, it just went down. I don't know if that's just because I'm on Hall of Fame, but even on this 88% contested layup with Giannis, there is some kind of green window there. Right there, I basically full barred it, went back down in the last second on an 89%. I don't know why. I mean, it's got to be Hall of Fame difficulty, right? Right here, I completely full bar the heck out of that. It was only a 19%. I'm guessing it was because Andrew Nembhard was on me. Little hop step lay right there with Giannis. Going to the paint with Giannis again. Crazy contested. I full barred it, but it was a foul, so I don't know if that was going to end up going in. Ja Morant right here on this layup. Hop step into the lane. Full bar it. 61% layup right there. By the way, all of this is on Hall of Fame once again, so imagine on a lower difficulty. Zion, I kind of full bar that one, but it says early 14%, so must have shrunk at the very last second. Anthony Edwards, little scoop lay right there. That ended up being open somehow. And you're going to see a baseline right here with Anthony Edwards where I finally am not running out of bounds when I'm doing a reverse layup, unlike in 2K25. The standing dunk meter. It works just like the driving dunk meter where you just hold the right trigger, right stick down. Right here, I wasn't even expecting it because I'm so used to just going down the right stick. And then look at Kristaps, I barely don't green that. Like, that was really, really close. Almost a full bar. Right here, I pre-fire the standing dunk with Evan Mobley on the pick and roll, which I like. You just hold the right stick before you even catch the ball, get the standing dunk meter. Right here, just like the Kristaps one, it's not a complete full bar, but I'm like barely below that green window to the point where I'm basically on top of it. Floaters. Now, the first thing I did was test Devin Booker floater because it was really good in 2K24. So Devin Booker cross into the floater, 6% on the first one. I'm like, okay. The reason why it wasn't good in 2K25 is because randomly you would get this other floater that's in his floater package. But when I was playing Play Now here, every time I went to his opposite ball hand, just like 24, the case it was in 24, I would get it. And I was like, damn, this shit's back. But then I went to Learn 2K, and I would randomly get the other ones. And this would not happen in Play Now. So I'm not sure what to expect when the game drops with like a my player, because I'm telling you, I did the Devin Booker floater like 15 times in Play Now, and I got the really OP animation every time. Learn 2K, it was just random. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure what to expect. Bam Adebayo floater is like Sabonis's. It is insane. You can shoot floaters from like very deep mid-range area. So if you are a big man that kind of likes this, I already know Laker fan was all over this at Community Day, then yeah, you're gonna want to look out for Bam Adebayo floater. Rebounding. A lot of people were overreacting to this new greening rebounding mechanic. Here is the first one of me doing it with Wemby right here. Yeah, I mean, it's just a visual thing, guys. You're not going to not get the rebound because you didn't green it. Here is some triple threat gameplay from Laker fan. Shout out to him. He was on Wilt Chamberlain here. And look at, he worms him. He's greening the rebound. It's not like something where like super OP. I wasn't noticing like, oh my God, I greened the rebound, so I jumped over everybody. It's not like that, okay? Right here, Jokic gets the rebound on the twos. He's just dogging Wemby with the green rebounds. It's really just a visual thing. We've always had a timer rebounds, and now it's just showing you that you timed it correctly. Sometimes on those 50-50s, you might win it because you greened it. But just because you don't green a rebound does not mean you're going to fumble it out of bounds or something, y'all. Pass Passing. Now, I'm going to be honest. Passing sucked in 2K25. We all know that. The ball would randomly hit people in the back of the head, hit them in the back without them clicking a button, and you get a turnover, right? So when I was doing regular passes on the pick and roll, I didn't really notice anything. I did turn off the auto lob pass feature. I don't know why that is a thing. That might be one of the worst features they've ever had. Why would anybody want an auto lob pass feature? Make sure to turn that off as soon as you load up 2K26, or else you are going to be very irritated when you randomly throw a Y lob pass when you're just clicking A with your high pass sag or even your low pass sag. Okay, yeah, these seemed fine, right? Then I tried to test the wraparound pass feature, which is just double tapping B, and this was implemented into the game to avoid you hitting people in the head or in the back. So I do it right here with Obi Toppin, and this is the wraparound. He gets this slow animation where he just goes around and tries to get the ball around him. What does it do? Hits 𝙤𝙤𝙪𝙗𝙪 in the head on the first attempt. That's my first experience of trying this wraparound pass. Then I have 𝙤𝙪𝙗𝙪. He does the wraparound on a way longer pass on the fast break, gets stolen. So we're 2 for 2 on turnovers. And it literally went right out. Like, it's not wrapping around. It's like he's getting this wraparound animation, but the ball isn't actually, the ball isn't, there's no difference in terms of the ball being thrown. Right here, I get a bounce pass. You're probably like, oh, you fat fingered B, 𝙍𝙁. Yeah. No, I didn't. And right here on this possession, you're going to see 𝙤𝙪𝙗𝙪 wants to bounce past the ball 3 straight times. And then on the 4th time, I just quit. It doesn't work well at all. It doesn't work how I think it was intended. No one would use this in a competitive setting. And you can't icon pass it too. So this feature did not fix our issue with the ball hitting off people's heads and backs. Was there a situation where I just clicked A or iconed at someone and hit him in the back or the head? No, but I don't think I played enough to see that happen, to be honest. So, and I'm sure it's not out of the game after I literally did a wraparound pass and it happened to 𝙤𝙤𝙪𝙗𝙪. So it probably still is in the game on a regular icon pass. Post scoring. Wow, do we have an interesting segment, because this is crazy. Post fade seems pretty crazy. I mean, not crazy, but just like normal. I was rhythm shooting it. Last second, Julius Randle button shot. 9% with the shot clock going down. I didn't even intend on shooting a post fade with Julius Randle. It's just the only thing I had. Little rhythm shots. All I did was just hold up on the right trigger or hold the right trigger, hold up on the right stick, and I would get a lot of those animations that a lot of players had equipped, like 𝘿𝙤'𝙪 had equipped with the little shimmy fade. You can still spin people, throw them to the floor. I just did it with Booker. You can spam the post spin. You can like speed boost out of it like post scorers do. Drop step, standing dunk, and one on Booker. He is a smaller defender. Mark Williams guarding me. You can still like spam the post, like change position thing with the right trigger. You still spam that post spin. I throw him off me with no takeover. Once again, I'm just not used to the standing dunk meter being just down, so I mistimed that. And then I started getting double teamed already. So, okay. Spin Mark Williams off me again. Wide open standing dunk. So yeah, you can still spin and drop step people to the floor with no takeover. Their hooks, no, I don't know. I don't know if I really couldn't tell you if they were good or not, but we were grinning some post hop shots with 𝘿𝙤𝙪 that were yellows on Hall of Fame. You know, Michael, like I said, 𝘿𝙤𝙪 had that little post fade. If you hold the right trigger and hold up on the right stick, you get this little shimmy post fade that a lot of players had equipped. LeBron had the same one. MJ had the same one. I think Carmelo had this same one as well. You saw 𝘿𝙤𝙪 had the same one. Kobe had the same one. And if you do it closer to the paint, you get this hook, and most people had the same hook on as well. Post go-to shots, though. Wow. So they added post go-tos, just like the little go-to shots. Now, depending on if the ball's in your left or right hand, so if you're facing up or posting up, you get a different post go-to. So these were KD's go-tos. All you have to do is, without holding the right trigger and holding the left trigger, so you're posting up or just face up, you hold the right stick up. That's how you activate the go-tos, the post go-tos. So these were KD's post go-tos. By the way, shout out to Joey2K for getting some post go-to gameplay for me. Carmelo Anthony's little spin hook right there. Okay, Carmelo. Now there is some post go-tos that are going to be very OP, I think, and could be a very big problem in 2K26. I'm going to be honest. Here is Dirk's post go-to. Now, did everyone test everyone's post go-to? No, there's probably even some good ones that we didn't see, but I think we found the most OP one, to say the least. But let's go ahead, keep showing off Dirk's. Definitely gonna be a good one if you have a post fade phenom high. Hakeem's was really satisfying. He's got the little dream shake. That's pretty cool. Like, I don't really care for post scoring, but that is kind of cool with the little dream shake. I feel like they had the dream shake in 17, but this is it right here. 𝙤𝙤 can post go to and post hook from the 3-point line. Yeah, and it counts as a 3. This is insane. I'm already knowing 7-4 post scores are going to be chucking this from the 3-point line with a post hook. How good are these going to be in the park? I don't know. The hook shot animation looks hard to contest anyways. I mean, and this is your post hook rating, by the way. It's going off your post hook rating. So when I post hook from the 3 with 𝙤𝙤, this is going off my post hook rating. So you can have a 25-3 probably and still get this green window right here. We got to test this in game for sure, but this is there is a potential red flag. Okay, I'm not saying remove it right now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we got to test the game first. It is a very funny animation. I don't know how it's possible to do that from the 3. Keep an eye out for that for sure. Finally, we are at defense, okay? Now, to start defense, I'm just going to show one of the defender's stats. We have Amen Thompson out there. We're going to be showing bumps, lanes, pluck steals, blitz steals, contests from the perimeter and interior. Amen Thompson has some great defensive stats. He is also an 88 overall. And we're going to start with lanes, okay? Lanes are very good in NBA 2K26. I was playing a lot of play now, so I didn't really get to test lanes too much. But the people that were playing online, and when I played online, lanes are good, okay? But let's get into bumps first before I show the lanes gameplay. Patty Mills, I'm just bumping up the court. Mike Wang said that, and here's Amen Thompson. Mike Wang said that they have a lot more like player connection type of thing. Like it can get a lot more physical in terms of bumps. So you kind of attach onto players more. So that's why you're seeing these bump animations. So I can't even imagine when you actually make a lockdown as a player and you have a super high prim with maybe even legend on ball menace, because once again, none of these players had legend on ball menace or anything like that. Right here, I actually get a blocking foul animation though with Steph Curry. This was, I think this happened twice. So this wasn't like super often, but it is possible. Lane steals. Okay, so we're into lane steals. You guys remember how lane steals were really good in the beginning of 2K25, like patch 1, then they had to nerf them. I wouldn't say they're as crazy as patch 1 2K25, but they're good. They're definitely good. I like where they're at. I feel like lane steals take skill time, especially with the game speed being 10% higher. It's giving you less time to read and react, creating a bigger skill gap because your reaction to these passes have to be faster than they were last year. Okay, so this is a lot of 5v5 gameplay in the all-star team up, my team thing. Shout out to everyone that gave me their gameplay. Shout out to Laker Fan and Dooms that were playing in these games. Laker Fan was on Wilt and Dooms was on 𝙤𝙤. Yeah, definitely lane steals being good. Well, I mean, we'll have to see how they are online when everyone gets their badges and stuff and we have lockdown builds actually out there. Continuing on with steals, we have pluck steals. So pluck steals are really just where you tap a button and just get this pluck animation. This was more like a loose ball from the AI, and I liked how the player that dropped the ball got in this animation so the defender could pick it up, because it was kind of annoying in past 2Ks where the defender or the guy that loses the ball just is the first one to pick it up. But something I will say is pluck steals are like a lot more rare than other 2Ks. Okay, I got a couple pluck steals, but it was rare. Okay, most of the time, the first time you click X to steal the ball, it is a foul like 95% of the time. You either get a foul or you get the ball. And 95% of the time, it is a foul. So you can't just be reaching in 2K26. You have to be smart of when you click X. So people that are just spamming X, you are about to foul out of every game if you do that in 2K26. Blitz steals. If you don't know what blitz steals are, it's when you blitz the ball hand. Maybe you get the shoulder into them and you get the ball. Blitz steals, obviously, are in 26 still. That's a good thing. This is going to be the best way for lockdowns to get steals because plucks are a lot more rare. And if you do miss the blitz, you are going to look very stupid because you get stuck in an animation. And even sometimes when you feel like you're on the edge of the blitz, sometimes if you reach too early, you get this really slow animation and you end up fouling. Perimeter defense. We're going to be showing contests on perimeter defense, a bunch of different clips, and then you guys can give me your opinions on whether you think some of these should have been contested or not, open or not, or whatever. I'm going to be showing clips of me contesting the AI and then the AI contesting me. Keep in mind, I am on Hall of Fame, so sometimes when the AI makes a contested shot on me, it's just because it's on Hall of Fame. Okay, now the good thing is that the percent contests are back, so it's not just going to say tight and that's it. It's going to actually give you a percent coverage on it. Another thing to keep in mind is what players are contesting. So 𝙗𝙩𝙪𝙗𝙪 contesting a shot compared to like Donovan Clean right there. You see the percent right there. I went to go see what Donovan Clean's perimeter D was. He has like a 50 perimeter defense and he has 7'2". Yeah, Damian Lillard was making some crazy stuff, but once again, it's Hall of Fame, so don't pay attention to whether the shot goes in or not. Just look at the contest. So right there, that was an open. KD with deep bomber. I ended up just going up for a mid-range and just shooting right in his grill just to see what percent I could get. He gets a hand up in the last second, 30-something%. D'Lo with the ball. He ends up getting swatted right here. I don't think I've ever seen that animation. Kyrie Irving, little front fade. The Pro 2 fades are back, by the way. So for all my Pro-Am guards that are midi diving all year long, you're going to be doing that again for 26, okay? Cade Cunningham, contested shot right there, ends up getting off balance. Right here, I don't know how I got an open. I feel like that should have been wide open. I wasn't even close. Maybe it's because 𝙗𝙩𝙪𝙗𝙪 just has a super high prim. But Jeremy Sohan is a slow jumper, 62% in the corner. 7'4" player getting jumped at. What was that, like a 10%? That's pretty crazy. Then on the other end, Devin Booker's, that's an open with Wemby jumping at him. I guess a little too late. Brandon Ingram falls over. Yes, you're going to keep falling over if you shoot a crazy shot. Tyrese Maxey makes like a 68% on me. Now, it is on Hall of Fame, so is a real person going to be able to green that on you in the stage? Probably not. Lou Dort gets around the screen and gets a really good contest on that, even though he did get a bad animation. Halliburton shooting in my face on the front midi, 37%. Siakam makes a 6% right there over Miles Turner. Jaylen Brown, we somehow get a little yellow on the late contest in the corner there. Moving on to paint defense, we're going to be looking at the contests on these as well. 𝙗𝙩𝙪𝙗𝙪 going in. I got my hands up, or I actually jumped with Brandon Brzezinski, 19% on that. Also, tell me in the comments, is there like a timestamp that you think that shouldn't have been open? This should have been this contest, whatever. Keep in mind the player that's guarding. 𝙗𝙗𝙪𝙗𝙪 right here. I try to get back with Draymond on the pick and roll. Ends up being a foul. Cooper Flag goes to the lane. Sengun gets a crazy high contest on that. Now, obviously, I couldn't do this on every possession of who is contesting who, but I wanted to do it every once in a while just to get an idea. And he has a 73 interior defense at 6'11". PJ Washington, I got my hands up with Jabari Smith. That is a 40%. You could also get those pull-out animations where you're behind the player in the paint and you pull them into even a bigger contest. Dylan Harper just goes right over the top of me on Devin Booker for a 22%. And Embiid, that's a 23% with Chet with a hands up. I feel like I got thrown into a bad animation giving me a worse contest. Triple threat. Shout out to Laker fan for giving this gameplay. Crazy chase down block right there. And then back to the dunk meter clips. You can see the green window of these dunk meters and who's guarding me to get those dunk meters. So Andrew Nembhard, I get a big meter right here with Giannis. We're driving on Obi Toppin. The green window is much smaller with him playing much better defense. And then once again, I'm going right over the top of Obi Toppin. Super small meter again, but that was great defense. Takeovers for NBA 2K26. It is not exactly the same takeover abilities and boosts from last year. It's a little different. There are some similar ones. Like I had Deep Bomber with KD, smacked it off the glass. There was also this clip where we saw some other takeovers. You see Lethal Layup, you see Blur, you could see Dishmaster, you could see a sharp shooting takeover, kind of the one that looks like the one from like 2K19. You have that glass cleaning takeover back there, and then you have the rim protection takeover, and then you have that silky shooter takeover ability right here on Jabari Smith. And like I said earlier, takeover doesn't really keep your energy fully like it used to. Like you can run out of energy fast with takeover if you're spamming those escapes. And then there was a clip of Laker fan getting takeover in My Team Triple Threat, but like the takeover literally wasn't equipped, so he just got like the red ring. But speaking of 2v2, 3v3 Sunset Park gameplay and 5v5 all-star team up, I already uploaded the video of the best clips from Community Day 2K26 Early Access in those online park games. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, but go check out this one as well, because there's a lot of information in there as well. All you have to do is just click the video on your screen. Go ahead and click it.